Sporting Communities are a community interest company. We are an ethical, non-for-profit organisation which services range from sports coaching, youth work, mentors and family support. We are a training academy delivering a range of qualifications, and we also have art, play services. Over the next coming weeks, Sporting Communities will be delivering health, fitness and wellbeing podcasts covering all relevant topics. So my name's Shaq. I'm a sports coach at Sporting Communities, also a qualified personal trainer. And I'm just going to tell you a little bit about myself. Obviously, my main hobbies are playing football, reading. I enjoy cycling, obviously the gym. It's one of my main interests. And just spending general time with family and loved ones and friends. So I'm going to pass you on to Mike.
Yes, guys, how's it going? It's Michael John from Sporting Communities. I'm also a PT, same as Shaq. My main interests are, exercising throughout the week, bike riding, going on my motorbike, spending time with like family and friends, really. And I will pass you over to Ed.
Yeah, cheers, Mike. So, like Mike and Shaq, I also work for Sporting Communities and also a PT. In my spare time, I like trying to stay fit, going to the gym, sports coach as well. So, obviously, deliver some of the sports coaching for Sporting Communities, but also a badminton coach. I like playing badminton and football. Like I said, just staying fit, going to the gym, chilling out, listening to music, taking my dog out. That's a bit about me.
Okay, guys, cheers for that one. So one of the first questions we've got today is, what is your favourite exercise to do in the gym and why?
Oh, good question there. Guys, it's a tough one when you can only pick one. But if I was to pick one, it'd probably be a pull-up. Just because, one, it's functional, using a different range of muscles. You can use different grips for different kind of muscle groups within your back. And I just think it's a really important exercise to do. Obviously, working your back, I'm very kind of working at a desk all day, so my posture is not very good. So I find it really beneficial for me. And one that, I can do, you can change the intensity of it, so you can hold it, go slower on the way down, so you can work it a bit tougher or easier depending on what stage of training you're at. Different reps, you can make it easier by giving yourself a bit of a jump start when you're struggling. So I just find it's very adaptable for your need, and that it works particular muscles that I struggle most with, so I find it most benefiting. Yeah, so I'd say a pull-up. Mike, what about you?
Well, guess what? It isn't chest. There's a way for that. That's probably why it's one of my weakest lifts, to be fair. Because I don't really enjoy doing it and stuff. But anyway, yeah, mine's another compound movement. It's the deadlift. So you could say, first of all, why do we do the deadlift? Well, the deadlift because it recruits the muscles of the hip, the lower back, the upper back, quadriceps, hamstrings, abdominals. Furthermore, it will increase your grip strength and your forearm size. So, you can't get better than that, really, can you? Yeah. So, and obviously, the deadlift alone will nearly target 60% of your entire body. So, and correct deadlifting techniques enables us all to keep our posture nice and straight, and then obviously helps engage with our daily activities. Yeah. But obviously, gym's been closed and stuff, so I like to stick with dumbbells and stuff at the minute. Obviously, the dumbbells ain't really that heavy, but so I guess obviously more to endurance, you could say, at the minute.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I think I think we'd all agree that deadlift's one of the most important all-round exercises that I would have picked. But obviously, I knew you were picking it, so I didn't want to. I didn't want to pick it as well, but no, I totally agree with you. If I had to pick one, obviously it would be a deadlift. But for the sake of the question and giving a bit of a range of answers, I said pull up. But no, deadlift's a great exercise.
And what about you, Shaq? I bet it's the bicep curl.
No, you're wrong. Actually, mine at the minute is lat pull down.
Okay.
Obviously, lat pull down for me. Obviously, I'm trying to get my lats bigger at the minute. So that's one of my main reasons I'm doing it as well. Obviously, sometimes I struggle with, I have back pain as well. Since I've been doing lat pull down as well, obviously, because that can help you, like if you have a rounded back and stuff like that. Obviously, if your head's a bit more forward, like you're not got a very good posture, lat pull down helps your posture.
Yeah.
And obviously, it's the broadest muscle in your back. So obviously, when you get that, mate,
gives you wings, doesn't it?
Yeah, it gives you wings, mate, like a bat.
Jack, if you don't mind me quickly asking, so how are you managing to do lat pull down at the minute? Just so you can give me a few pointers as well. Just using the resistance bands then, or?
So at the minute, I've got like so outside is like somewhere you can lock your bikes up. I get a resistance band, and I tie it like around this wooden plank, and obviously you'd lie down, but then you'd do like doing the actual lat pull down movement.
Oh, okay.
That's how I'm doing mine at the minute. Obviously, there's not much stuff you can do, so just adapting.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
I'm going to give that a try, Shaq. Nice one.
Yeah, I do a similar thing with my resistant bands. I just tie it around my pull-up bar, and then I kneel down. So I've got that range of motion. It's a bit lower down, and then I do it that way. So, yeah, adapt and overcome.
So the second question, guys. What are your go-to meals? You know, when you're being good.
Go on, Shaq. I'll let you go first. You've probably got a better diet than me.
Right, Mike. Cheers for that. So obviously at the minute, I'm trying to get leaner. So my diet at the minute, my meals I'll have in the morning for my breakfast, I'll have porridge with a tablespoon of peanut butter and then some chia seeds with it. Then I'll have, saying this is all together actually. I'll have 4 eggs, 2 egg whites, and obviously 2 normal eggs. I'll scramble them, and then I'll have a black coffee with all of that to wash it down. And then if I want a little snack, I'll have some lentil chips with some kind of fruit. For my dinner, I'll have some kind of meat with vegetables. And then for my tea, I'll have, it sounds a bit boring, but it's working for me, I'll have just chicken and rice, but obviously I'll season my chicken up.
No, they call you Big Shaq for a reason, don't they?
Just thinking go-to meal, but then Shaq give us all of his meals. I like it.
Yeah. To be fair, I can't match that. I was just gonna, as a go-to meal when I'm trying to be healthy, I'm gonna say chicken and rice with some veg. It's quick, it's easy.
You can't
tasty,
beat it.
like you say, with a bit of seasoning, it can be tasty. And yeah, I just feel like it just gives me everything that I need in a meal, you know, to help me recover after I've been to the gym. I don't know what you think, Mike. Can you challenge Shaq's daily intake?
I'm not going to give you my whole daily intake because we'll be here forever. I've got to fast my tongue. I eat loads and loads and loads of food. But yeah, I think you're both boring. Chicken and rice. Come on, guys. Chicken and rice. Let's spice it up.
Mate, don't act like you don't have that, mate. We've had these chats, mate.
Rice. But no, seriously, guys, my go-to meal would be probably like chicken fajitas or something. So, you know me, I live quite like, I like to stay busy. I like to be doing something. I like to pass time. So like, you could say I live like a busy lifestyle. So this meal for me is like really convenient, super tasty. It takes me like 20 minutes. Just like a case of like slicing, dicing up some chicken breasts. I use wholemeal wraps. You can even use pita breads. Fry up some onions, some peppers, plenty of seasoning. Tend to use the, remember that it's been around for ages. You know the Dorito salsa. You get like a,
yes.
You get like
I remember you telling me that.
You can get like a really hot one or a really mild one, but be careful because obviously it's really high in sodium and salt. And then like, you know, mash up a couple of avocado, season with pepper, and there's your like your cool dip or your extra sauce you want. And the same as any meal really, guys. If you want like a giant batch, cook more of it, and you can eat it cold on the go. Iceberg lettuce. So there, I've just gave you like I've gave you like some complex carbohydrates. I'm sure we'll go to them at the end of this podcast. I'll give you fats, and obviously I'll give you the protein. So yeah, complex carbs, protein, fats, and that whole meal takes me 20 minutes, and you know I can make about 6 or 7 out of it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's a good point as well. Planning for the future, while you cook it.
I think it's just important. If you got to go to like a meal, would be include as much quick as possible, convenience, and you know a good quality carb a protein and a fat, and that would be like a go-to meal. So very easy to make. You're super fast at it. Like I said again, convenient, and it contains those 3 main macronutrients.
Yeah, good point. I like that. Okay, then question is, what targets have you been setting for yourself? So again, relating back to a previous podcast when we were talking about goal setting, our personal goals. Shaq, what have you been setting for yourself through lockdown? Maybe a certain date, an event that you're looking forward to when you're leaving lockdown. What's been going through your head, and what goals have you been setting yourself?
So mine at the minute, which obviously I'm annoyed with because they're still not that good, is my pull-ups. I want to be able to do more pull-ups in a row.
Yeah.
Obviously, being 6'4", 15 stone, it's obviously it's a lot harder than someone that's smaller. You see, so obviously I got to pull my body weight up as well, and then obviously it comes with height as well, so it's a lot harder. So at the minute, I'm averaging 10 pull-ups in a go, but I want to be aiming for around 15 by the end of this lockdown.
Nice. Any particular pull-up or just close grip, wide grip? What was saying?
Just close grip.
Yeah.
No, not close grip. Wide grip, should I say? Because my close grip ones, I'm stronger at doing close grip than I am at wide grip. So it's my wide grip ones that I want to increase.
Nice. Yeah, Mike, what about you?
Well, let me tell you. No, if you ask me, I'll tell you what then. If you asked me when I was 16 or 18, then it was like, get massive. Do you know what I mean? You know, lift as heavy as you can, probably get injured or something on the way. But I always wanted to be like, you know, like muscular, not as far as like the professional bodybuilders, like, you know, like Jay Cutler, Ronnie Coleman, all those guys. But, you know, just a little bit less. No, not really. More like, you know, your average gym go or something. But, yeah, so recently, like, I've just been like focused on like staying happy, healthy in the inside as well as the outside. So like in the lockdown, I've definitely got fit because I'm doing cardio up to 4 or 5 times a week now. You know, I was only doing it once or twice. You know, and I always go with the same head on my shoulders, beat you last time. So, you know, I'm going to do it quicker. I've been timing myself quite a lot lately. But as I think I mentioned Shaq the other day, as a mini goal, I've set myself as like how many press ups I can do in a minute. So obviously straight away that's endurance. I'm quite good at push ups, but then you know when obviously if you've got a time in 1 minute, you know your push ups ain't going to be like really slow and controlled. They're going to be fast. They're going to be powerful. So yeah, how many push ups, how many press ups can I do in 1 minute? So I'm currently sitting at 43.
Oh, good effort.
I'm going to try and get up to like 50 or 60. It can be done. I've seen it on the internet. I've seen people doing loads, and it's like crazy how many can do in 1 minute.
Cheers to that, guys. So if we go on to the last question then, what's classed as good carbs and what's classed as bad carbs? And to add to this, what are the different types of carbs? So Mike.
So, I mean, carbs are like highly controversial these days. So, I mean, there's guidelines and stuff on the internet, like they suggest that we get about half of our calories from carbohydrates. On the other hand, some claim that carbs cause obesity, type 2 diabetes, and that most people should be avoiding them. There are good arguments on like both sides. It appears that carbohydrate requirements depend largely on the individual. Some people do better with lower carb intake, while others do just fine eating plenty of carbs. Although carbs are often referred as simple versus complex, I personally find it's easy to say whole or refined. I mean, that's what I've always gone by to make more sense. So you've got whole carbs. They're unpressed and contain the fiber found naturally in food, while refined carbs have been processed and have the natural fiber stripped out. So examples of whole carbs, guys, would like include vegetables, whole fruit, potatoes, whole grains. So these foods are generally like dead healthy. But then obviously on the other hand, you've got your refined carbs include like sugar sweetened beverages, fruit juices, pastries, white bread, white pasta, white rice, you know, cakes, croissants, donuts, cookies, all those kind of things. What about you guys? You kind of know the difference between, obviously, we're going to say, you know, good carbs, bad carbs kind of thing.
Yeah, so just to follow on from yours, Mike, just some characteristics of, your good carbs and bad carbs, just to follow on what you just mentioned. So some examples of like the characteristics of good carbohydrates, which are like high fiber content. So they're slowly digested. So it's like a slow release, gradual increase in blood sugar within your body. Unprocessed foods, so foods with natural ingredients, like whole grain, again, like what you just said, Mike. So beans, cereals, products made from whole wheat flour, vegetables. And also, obviously, they help reduce the risk of heart disease and diabetes, again, what you said, Mike. So some characteristics of bad carbohydrates, which are low fiber content, so they're rapidly digested. So that can often cause a spike in your levels of blood sugar. And then it's processed foods, so where the natural ingredients have been removed or changed during the making of the food. So, for example, of this be like your white bread, cakes, again, what you said, Mike, you say your cookies. So there's just, obviously, Mike's gone into detail, just followed on with a few of the characteristics of carbs. For me personally, when I eat quite a lot of carbs, I get tired quite quick, so I'm quite careful when of the amount of carbohydrates I eat. I try and keep them to a minimum with a meal. If I'm having carbs in it, I won't try and have a lot, just because I know how they affect me. And obviously, when you are on a diet, you've got to know how you react personally to a certain food type. So it's just being aware of that. So I know that, if I'm going to have a big meal with loads of carbs, I'm going to become very tired after. Shaq, how do you find it? What do you want to add to this?
Yeah, so just touching on basically what you guys have said, obviously an example like of if you're going to go having like a simple carb or something like that, like say someone went to McDonald's, they've had, I don't know, say Big Mac chips and something like that, but then like an hour or so after, they're very hungry still, because obviously when you've got like bad food and stuff, it's a fast digestion. But like if you went for something like, I don't know, like I know for myself, if I'm having vegetables with some rice and some chicken, obviously because they're good carbs, that's a slow digestion. And obviously it's going to keep you fuller longer as well. Obviously with that good stuff as well, it's going to help you lose weight. Whereas the bad carbs, they cause weight gains. Yeah. And obviously the carbs, they're converted into fat cells. So that's why when people are saying, I'm not even eating as much, but they're still eating them bad carbs, that's why they're not losing any weight, in a way, as simple as you can put it.
Yeah, I agree. Like you just said, like when you have a good healthy meal, it fills you up for longer, so you don't get as hungry. I think, like when you just said about McDonald's, what I described as a characteristic where it's like that rapid digestion, you become hungry quicker, so your body's like craving food again, so you end up eating more, which is why it's not very good either as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Good point. It makes sense when you actually think about it logically, from that point of view, really.
It's a good theory, mate. I've totally forgot about that one, but yeah, Shaq's right. All your bad carbs and stuff, your quick food, your fast food, yeah, it contains carbs and stuff, but not good quality carbs. And your body digests it super fast, so you tend to have a lot more of it, all the junk food and stuff. Yeah. But you have yourself a big, like you made yourself, I don't know, like a chicken curry or something with whole grain rice, proper chicken, loads of vegetables and stuff inside. It's gonna keep you loads fuller for longer. And like Shaq said, whole foods compared to bad foods.
Give you more energy as well.
Yeah, nutrition value, everything. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like before I train now, I'll have some almond nuts. And that's crazy how it can give you that energy. Like people think that's a joke, but it's really not.
Yeah, I tend to like, obviously because I've got the time now because I'm working from home. So say like an hour and a half before I train, I'll have like, those you can get them from Aldi, guys. Have a look out for them. So you get the whole grain rice. It's like 45p for 250 gram, which you can do in your microwave. You can't make brown rice for 45p in your own hat. Do you know what I mean? It takes like an hour to rice. So I literally have half one of them now, and like a bit of fish or something, an hour and a half before my training. So I'm getting that good quality protein and the complex carbohydrates an hour and a half before my training.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
just being aware, isn't it? It's just being aware what you're putting in your body. You've got to remember that, you know, we're like a car, and what we put in our body is the fuel. So how well do you want to run? That's the thing.
Yeah, quality stuff, isn't it? I also, I take you both you both eat like oatmeal and stuff, porridge, whatever. Yeah. You know, you got the porridge oats. They'll keep you like going for ages due to their like low glycemic index. Obviously, the energy like releases like, you know what I mean. Or it takes a while for it to all digest, you know, and it makes you feel fuller for longer. Do you know what I mean? No, I'm just saying that's why some people, you know, some people have it in the morning, don't they? You know, to like, oh, I'm not going to eat now till about 12, 1 o'clock. That's my next meal. So I'll have my oatmeal in the morning, and that will keep me full for long. But then I know there's people who have it before bed as well. So, you know, however you want to, and who people that do intermittent fasting and stuff.
Yeah. Again, it's an interesting one. Everyone's different. Again, with me, like, I'll try and have smaller meals more regularly. So I'll probably, if I have a breakfast, I'll only give it a couple of hours, but I'll have a smaller breakfast and then have a bit of a snack between breakfast and lunch. So my body doesn't react particularly well to bigger meals. So if I have a big breakfast and I know I'm not eating till 12, 1 o'clock at lunchtime, it'll put me in a bit of a slow go mood. So smaller meals with me are better. But again, do what works for you.
No, I'm the same as you, Ed. Like I'll literally eat 5-6 meals a day. Keep the metabolism revving. Small but often, guys.
That's it. Good point.
That's the way.
Right, guys. Well, I hope that we've answered some of your questions and you've had an interesting listen. Again, comment in the box underneath if you've got any questions, or if you want to ask Mike or Shaq any questions instantly, drop on the Facebook Messenger and Instagram Messenger. Otherwise, that's us for now. Until next week, and we'll catch you then. See you later, guys.
Yeah,
see you guys.
Take care.